Welcome, my friends, to our divine destiny. This is where we're going to be studying all of the Come Follow Me topics, and you and me, and quite possibly the most valuable and important thing you and I will ever consider. And I hope we consider it together, and that is your and my divine destiny. When I was a kid, as I would walk the halls at church, and every time I would walk by the young women's room, and it happened from the time I was a kid all the way up through when they quit standing up and saying the old theme. But the young women would always quote as part of the young women's theme about their divine destiny. President Hinckley used to talk about being of divine worth and hoping that you consider your divine worth. My friends, we live in a day and age which I guess Satan really wants us to not consider our divine worth. And potentially that's the most powerful thing that you and I have, because it's the reason we came here. You and I came with a divine worth and a divine destiny. But sometimes we forget that that's what we're here for. It reminds me of a little boy named Ben Hooper. And he was born in the backwoods of Tennessee. And he didn't really have that great of an upbringing. His dad wasn't around, and his mom used to go from town to town looking for work. And so he would go with his mom as they would move from town to town. And he really didn't like the idea of always having to introduce himself everywhere that he went, because his story wasn't a great story. And so he would always find himself being shy and maybe sitting in the back of classes from school or church, and didn't have that great of a self-image. But as they moved to this one town, little Ben went to this church, and he found himself being very attracted to this preacher because he was very enthusiastic. He liked the way that he made him feel. Please remember that, my friends. How do you and I make other people feel? This preacher made little Ben feel incredible. But this preacher didn't get to know little Ben, but he did notice that he kept coming every Sunday. But every time Sunday would end, the sermon would end, the little boy would slip out the back, and the preacher was never able to introduce himself. So this one particular Sunday, little Ben found himself engulfed in the presentation, and before he knew it, it was over, and he had forgotten to get up and leave because he was so engaged. And the preacher was there at the back door as little Ben walked out. And as he walked out, the preacher says to little Ben, "I've been wanting to meet you. I've noticed you in the back, your excitement in your eyes. I've wanted to meet you." And then the preacher asked him something that Ben had always been asked, but he was feared the question, and that everybody always wanted to know. The preacher said to little Ben, "Whose boy are you?" And the enthusiasm and excitement drained out of little Ben's face, because it was the dreaded question of his life. But this good preacher noticed and sensed an opportunity to teach and to love someone. Before little Ben could answer, the preacher said, "No, wait. I know who you are. You're a child of God." And in that moment, little Ben's life changed, because he found his identity. And little Ben Hooper, this is a true story. Little Ben Hooper said, "That experience changed my life." And he went on to become a governor in the great state of Tennessee. My friends, your divine worth is more glorious, more exciting, and more powerful than what you and I can begin to understand. But as we study the Come Follow Me of every year, a recurring theme is going to be, what is what is my divine destiny? I invite you on that journey with us here each day and each week as we dive into your divine destiny and my divine destiny, and that you and I will come to know together what an incredible privilege and opportunity we have here in mortality, to be those divine children, those divine creations of a loving Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother. I invite you on that journey.